Hi everybody, I'm Sean James. This is Kentucky, the main truck state. On this week's video, we are finally getting back on the Mazda. Believe it or not, we're gonna do it. But we're not gonna get nothing done this week. That's the sad part. I'm getting a lot of things together, a lot of things ready for next week. That way we can jump on it and get into it. But before we get into that, make sure and do all the good YouTube things. Make sure and hit the like switch, comment down below, hit the notification bell to catch future videos. And make sure and share my content, as that helps. One of the best ways to help my channel grow. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, hit the subscription button. I would appreciate it. We're getting really close to 870 subscribers, so we're not getting too far away from 1,000. I got that Scar Audio sub sitting back there right now. Tell them, Grace. What is it, Grace? Tell them. Subscribe. She's checking on the Mazda, making sure we got everything ready. But so I have been getting some stuff ready the last couple months. I've got parts stacked up on top of my welder over there, all brake stuff, seals, all the brake parts, all that good stuff. In the cab of the truck, I have new bearings and those seals. I have the rear end paint down over here. So all I gotta do is put it back together. We can put it in the truck. Before we do that, though, what I'm wanting to do is I got with Jared at Huey's Fab Shop, and he helped me make some panels for the inside of the bed for splash guards in the rear. That way it protects the air tanks and the air compressors in the back from getting splashed with mud. So these will fit on the inside. These go against the outer part of the bedside, and these will fit on the inside. And then to take up that big hole that goes through the bed where you can see everything, I've got these notch covers that we made. This is for the passenger side. The other one's for the driver side. This has to fit around the gas hose, the filler neck. So we're gonna have to find a way to mount those up, and that's what we're gonna do probably the first part of next week's video. I got the console sitting here. I haven't had a chance to work on it. We had a lot of stuff going on with work. Work's been really crazy, so I've just been dealing with that. Had a few things going on in our personal lives where we've just not been able to get to things like I'd like to, so that's just kind of part of it. But we all go through that from time to time, so it's not a real big deal. But anyway, I'm planning on getting the console done pretty quick, but I want to get us some Mazda content. That console can wait. Nobody's too worried about the console anyway. So, but the thing is, there's only a few things we have left to do to this truck, honestly, to get it to where we can get it running. The plan is I want to take it to a show in Union City on October 24th and 25th. I'll get the name of the show and put it right here in the comments. Not the comments, but in the description, the bottom of the page here. And the idea is I want to take it without a bed on it so I can show off the stuff in the rear and just get a chance to get the truck out. So I'm giving myself kind of a deadline of October 24th, 25th. Like I said, that's the show. So I have the 23rd to get it done. So I have roughly 2 months to get quite a bit done. I can actually get the bed ready to go. I mean, all it really has to get done, got to fix up some welding in there, touch it up. I got some welding to do back here. Get this stuff welded up and worked out, and the inside of the bed would be ready. We're planning to bedline it with a maroon color to match the interior of the truck. Same color as the seats. Right now it's just a vinyl holding place, so oh well. But anyway, let me show you some of the other things I've done real quick with this truck and kind of tell you what we're planning on doing. One of the things we did whenever I built this, we did the inner tubs, which, like I said, it will lay on 20s being bagged, and it will still clear inside the wheel well. One of the things I didn't want to do was go in and weld to the firewall. So this tub actually stops just short of the firewall. The bottom is bent down to keep it from splashing in there, so that'll work out really good. It's already been seam sealed in and finished out. I don't know if anybody has seen this part yet, but we relocated the batteries to the back of the truck. And when we relocated the batteries, I knew with my daughter driving the truck, if she ever had a dead battery and tried to explain to somebody who doesn't know what's going on that her battery's in the bed of the truck, they'd more than likely say that she's a dumb girl and your battery's under your hood. So I've got these battery connectors that are underneath the hood to make all the factory connections to get the motor running. And then if she does have a dead battery, she can just hook her jumper cables on the inside of the fender well and get her truck to start. So just a way to try and make that easier for her. Same thing over here. I had to, I just kept it short of the firewall, bent it down. Had to tub around the master cylinder and all that good stuff. Grace is up here checking up the firewall. What do you think, Grace? What's the next thing I need to work on? Yeah, we gotta get the carburetor cleaned up and get it wired up. Yeah, what else? Oh, what else, sweetie? Grace is always down to help, especially when it's nice outside. But one of the other things that we did when we did this, we put a header on here that we bought. We got to clean it up. For an automatic transmission, these headers don't fit right, so I actually had to cut the header and relax it up just a little bit to get the clearance to the bottom of the transmission. We've got it welded up. It's all good. I need to get a die grinder and clean up the inside of the tubes just to smooth it out so it gets as good a flow as possible. And then we'll take and clean all this stuff up and get it ready to make it look a lot more presentable than what it is. But so right now we're just in the process of building it. So one of the other things we have to do is we have all the shock mounts and all that stuff are done on the truck. I don't know if you can see it down there. You can see the stud sticking out. Right there is the mount. I've got gussets here that I've got to put on the back side to support the shock mounts so they don't flex back and forth, and that won't be no real big deal. It's just kind of a pain in the neck to get into it, so I plan on waiting until I got the suspension tore down, everything out of the way where I can weld it back up. We have all the wiring basically somewhat cleaned up. It's just stuck down here now because we got to do a little more cleaning, but got all the big wires ran and hooked up, ran back to the battery that is underneath the bed, which y'all have seen that before. I made a tray, mounted it back here so it's out of the way, and so you can see why we're wanting to put those notch cover plates in here. That way you can hide all this stuff, so when the truck is aired up you don't see through the bed. That's one of the things that kind of drives me nuts with bag trucks, is when you can see all the way through them. Seeing through the notch is one thing, but when you can see through the bed, I always think it looks kind of tacky. So like I said, we've got these filler plates over here that will go in there, and we'll get those put in. The plan is to make these where these just bolt in a couple places so it doesn't rattle. I may talk to Huey about possibly doing some embossing, some bead rolling on these panels, just to make them where they don't vibrate and make a bunch of. I just wanted to take and share with you guys that we are going to make progress. Like I said, I'm planning on getting this truck ready. Not done, but at least ready to get on and off a trailer for that show. I think it's Midwest Mayhem or Mid-South Mayhem, something like that. Again, I'll post it right here where you can see it. And I got a lot of local friends from the Paducah area. Jason Kinzer, all those guys, I think they're all planning on going. So it'll be a really good time to go meet some new people. But I'm ready to get this thing off the jack stands, off the blocks, and start putting it back together and get it rolling again. I haven't seen this thing on the ground. I haven't seen it rolling in almost 2 years. So if I could get outside, that would be awesome. The plan is I get off work tomorrow, it's Friday. The video will be out. I'm gonna come out here, clean up the garage real good, get some stuff out of here that I don't need in here, get some stuff out of the bed of the truck that doesn't need to be in there, get the floor cleaned up, and I'm gonna start putting those panels in and getting them set. I had some made for the front end. They're over here. Of course, my garage is destroyed, so don't get at me. You know what they say. I started making these panels last year. This might be for the driver's side. I don't think so. It's supposed to go in, fit in there like that for splash guards up here, and that'll work just fine. I think the only issue is when it lays out, it gets really close to the wheel because it's a little too wide up here at the top where my hand is. So I may have to rebuild these, but these were just made by hand for fun. See if I can get that screw in there. But anyway, get that in there. That way it's not splashing water into the door jambs back in here. So like I said, I've got plenty of, I think that's 16 gauge sheet metal that I can make more out of. I actually did those when I first started talking with Crawford, like 2 years ago at this point. I started making all that stuff, and we used to send each other a lot of pictures back and forth while we're doing the work. Unfortunately, when I got a new phone, I had to go through and delete a lot of my conversations and through Messenger and stuff like that, so I lost a lot of pictures. A lot of pictures didn't transfer for whatever reason, so I don't have any pictures of me actually doing that or video, but we'll probably get into that again. Like I said, those are going to have to be remade a little bit differently than what I have there, so we'll definitely be doing that again. But like I said, the main thing I want to get done, I want to get the rear air set up, plumbed, and wired up. I've got a Slam Specialties MC2 controller to run everything. I have 8 SMC valves that will go off that the controller. So the only thing we really have to do is get a couple water traps so we can get that stuff plumbed, get the compressors plugged in, get the relay to run all that stuff, which I don't know much about that, so I have to rely on some of my friends for that information. And as I learn it, I'll try and show you guys and teach you guys to help you out. But with the battery being in back, that's gonna make it a whole lot easier to hook stuff up. We'll just basically have to get a trigger wire out of the fuse panel, get a remote on basically. The only airbags that I had, I put on my GMC that's sitting out there for helper bags. They were the Slam Specialties RE7, and I'm gonna have to replace those and put on here. Right now I got a pair of Firestone airbags I took off my brother's truck that's sitting outside. So he's gonna want those back, which I think they're like 5 or 6 years old. They've got a little bit of dry rot to them because they haven't been used. That's almost 10 years now. It's 17, 25, yeah, 8 years. So they're already showing their age, so it's not something I want to put on a truck for my daughter. But anyway, we'll get new ones for that. But I want to be able to display the back of the truck. I'm not too worried about having the bed on it for the show. Like I said, I just want to be able to get it on and off a trailer. If the truck does run, I just have to get, like I said, get the header cleaned up where I can install it permanently, and then get the exhaust ram back underneath the truck. It's all been taken out, ran all, you know, there's just nothing to the header down there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but nothing to it. So I have a friend I'm going to try and talk in to help me do exhaust. He's really good at it, and as simple as this would be, just a couple of pipes and a muffler. I'm not planning on this being loud. I actually like silent exhaust. I'm not a what is it, chupacabra, all that good stuff, Truck Norris, all that, you know, choppy cam stuff. It's a little mini truck. It's not gonna sound mean anyway, so I'd rather keep it quiet where it's fun to drive. We plan on putting a little system in this. I think she's gonna do a couple 12s behind the seat, which just has a really solid interior in it for as old as this truck is. It's red interior, it's as dirty as can be. That crack in the dash and that piece is really the only bad thing in this whole truck, other than being dirty. I mean, it's very, very solid. It has the jumper seats in the back still. So honestly, I'd like to try and keep it as stock as possible. The whole idea with this build is kind of like stock plus, make it look like it came factory this way. That's why I'm trying not to cut into the firewall, the tub it, all that stuff. I'm trying to make it easy as I can. The air ride stuff in the back is a little bit different, but like I said, kind of rambling on, but like I said, we're not doing much of this video other than talking, so I do apologize. But next week we are 100% on this truck working on it. I've got the stuff out, I've got it ready, just didn't have time this week. So I want to say thank you to all you guys who have been here to help me with my channel, keep me growing and stuff like that. Thank you for being there, thank you for supporting me, thank you for sharing my stuff. I do appreciate it, it means a lot. I'm glad to have you guys along for this. I'm glad to be getting back on the Mazda. I've got the to-do list is still hanging up here. I think it's like 7 pages of stuff. A few things are crossed off, but not much. I am getting some more stickers up there though. We'll have to show that again when we get the door down later next week. But again, I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for helping me out. Let's keep this channel growing. Let's get me to 1,000 subscribers so I give that speaker way back there. Scar Audio SVR D212. Let's give it to somebody. Also, for those of you that have won those keychain giveaways, I have not forgot about you. They're literally in this drawer. I won't show your information, but they're all in the drawer. They're ready to go. I've got the stuff here to put them together. I just have to put them together and get them in the mail and get them to you. I'm so sorry for how long it's been. I just keep forgetting about it, honestly. We've had a lot of stuff going on lately, so been more important things to deal with. But get it looking good again, get it going up and down, get it driving. Like I said, I had it running a couple months ago by pouring gas down the carburetor. We gotta get the fuel lines hooked up, get the gas tank tied together. But like I said, we'll worry about all that once we get the inner bed stuff kind of figured out, where we take it off, take the bed off. Then we'll worry about finishing up the stuff inside of the bed or in the back of the truck, like the air ride and all that. So it'll be really nice once we get it on the controller, where we don't have to worry about air hoses and stuff like that. But we gotta get a battery. That's gonna be the big thing, get a battery. But anyway, all right guys, well, we'll go ahead and end this week's video here. Again, I do appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing my stuff. Thank you for always showing up and helping my channel grow. I can't do this without you guys, and we'll keep moving forward. And next week we'll have a much better video. It's maybe cruising down the road, kind of sketchy like. So, but anyway, thank you guys for being here. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, well, Bud has showed up. He's got his console. It's here in the back of the truck. He has to get it loaded. This is his Nissan that I shared on the channel the other day, and it is a lot better looking in person than it is on those pictures. So, some really cool graphics on it. I like that front end better than mine too.
You have to really get that and actually look at it sometimes.
Yep. Like a true old school build. Cool old graphics, all that good stuff. So I like it. He's getting ready to get loaded up and get back on the road. They got a, like I said, they got a car show in Chattanooga tomorrow, so they're gonna just grab and go. I've talked to him about 20 minutes. Really good dude. I appreciate him coming by. And I hope him and Donnie are able to get the console working in his truck. So we'll keep you guys posted on what he does. Let's get in there working that console.
And follow and subscribe.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
He has got one bad A Nissan.
Thank you, thank you. He got a little demo, so it's always fun to make a grown man giggle.
Like a little girl.
We'll catch y'all in a minute.